guys, so what is it about bad boys that makes certain women go crazy? Is it because they're dangerous or exciting? Or perhaps it's the chance to get away from the nice guys. You know, the guys you friend zone. You know, the ones you get bored with and stash, away. Well, he'll be there. He's my good friend Patrick. Well, listen, if the idea of your life being in danger appeals to you, I know just the guy. Screen Visions Radio is back, and you ruined me. Man, oh man. This was a very interesting piece of work from director Kim Ki-duk. It tries to do a little of everything, too. We see a little comedy, albeit of the black variety. There's definitely some intensifying action throughout this picture as well. If I can remember correctly, there may have been a little Stockholm Syndrome used here, too. What's that? The Stockholm Syndrome isn't a genre of film? I suppose you're right, but it's here, and Kim Ki-duk tries to form a love story with it. And that is probably this movie's most visible loose thread, in my opinion. The love story doesn't make all that much sense. You have a thug who, in the right light, looks a little like Vin Diesel, and a roguish university student. So, the beginning of the film sets the strange, creepy plot into motion, and the two of them face off, so to speak. Without spoiling anything, the thug, his name is Han-ji, enlists the young woman whose name is Sun Hwa, or whatever her name is, I think it's Sun Hwa, into a brothel. He enlists her into a brothel. And before this, though, he saves her, quote unquote, from an angry salaryman who caught Sun Hwa stealing his wallet. And it's a good thing, too. If Han-ji hadn't stepped in, Sun Hwa would have owed this guy a lot of money. Too bad she's taken out of the frying pan only to be thrown into the fire itself. Say, everybody, quick question. Would you rather be in debt up to your eyeballs or spend the rest of your life as a prostitute? Tough question, I know. And unfortunately for Sun Hwa, she really doesn't seem to have much of a choice. So, the movie continues on, and by this point, it's pretty clear that Han-ji isn't a good guy. He oversees a brothel with an iron fist, and whoever crosses him is usually beaten pretty badly. He also seems to enjoy peeping in on Sun Hwa while she's working, which is already creepy enough, except he begins to start watching her sleep and when she showers, and yeah, there are plenty of scenes filmed in creep vision, not just Han-ji either. In fact, pretty much anyone, Sun Hwa included, the movie decides to spend more than 2 minutes with is unpleasant to be around. The movie does a good job painting an ugly, perpetual picture of how this brothel was run. Various events take place there throughout the course of the movie, but I don't want to get into, anyone in particular. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who may go check this movie out. Instead, I want to focus on the character who the title is referring to, Han-ji. He doesn't talk until, more than halfway through the picture. And on top of that, when he does finally speak, it's a little bizarre to hear. I actually wanted to rewind my player to be certain that I didn't mistake someone, off-screen's voice for his. But nope, it was him, and what he says sums up his character and what this movie is trying to do. The problem is I wasn't buying it. I did some reading up on the Stockholm Syndrome a while back, and I purposely didn't re-educate myself for this review. Why? Because the idea of it sends a shiver down my back. Another question for you, the reader. I have taken away everything you love about life. I've stripped away all your relationships, dreams, and replaced them with forced prostitution. Okay. I also like to watch you at all times throughout the day as you slowly fade away in your germ-infested, rotting room. I seem to like you because you're beautiful, but I don't like you enough not to force this type of life on you, apparently. Now, tell me you love me. Please. I totally understand the way events unfold has a lot to do with why characters react the way they do. For whatever reason, though, a part of me just did not agree with the way this story played out. Did I like the movie? It was well made, well scripted, a finely scored, piece of work. I liked how the action scenes were shot. I really liked the performance of Jae Hyun, Han Ji's character or actor, and Wan Seo, the actress for San Hwa. Heck, the cast in general did a very nice job. But I wasn't down with the story Kim Ki-duk wanted to tell me. So with all that being said, I'll never tell you it was a bad movie. I will say that the story left more to be desired. It's also not something I'd recommend for the general audience. The movie really is about a bad guy, and it doesn't really flinch in its depiction of sex or violence. I guess bad guy is as advertised, huh? So you can find Bad Guy on YouTube floating around the interwebs. I'm sure there are a couple of other places you could probably check it out. But I am for certain that it is on YouTube. People just post full movies all the time. YouTube is just like, whatever. We've got hits. People like Justin Bieber. We're good. But you could probably find it on YouTube. All right. So after the other music break, 3AL and the rest of my listeners, welcome 3AL. I don't know how you could do that. Okay. But yeah, we've got some more people checking out the show. I'm really excited to take this ride with you, this project I'm doing. As it stands right now, I am currently at 90 films. So counting the ones in October, which I'll go over later on in the show, I'll be at 94 before I get back into the regular rotation in November. So pretty excited about that. More Screen Visions Radio after the break. Back in a sec.
Is it us? Or did online radio just get a bit more culture? To find out more, log into www.odacastradio.com. odacastradio.com.
Every day, every
야, 너 똑바로 말해. 어디야?
어딘데?
집이지.
지금 어딘데? 자꾸 왔다 갔다 뭐라는 거야? 이상해, 정말 이상해. 오늘따라 너의 목소리가 떨리는 건 모르게.
입만 열면 너는 매일 거짓말, 눈만 뜨면 너는 매일 거짓말, 틈만 나면 너는 매일 거짓말.
이제 나는 알았어.
그럴 줄 알았어.
이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. 이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. You, baby I want you beautiful. What's up, what's up, tell me what's up. 이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. 이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. You, baby I want you beautiful. What's up, tell me what's up.
야, 너 솔직히 말해. 누구야? 누군데 그리 자연스러워 팔짱. 아무리 잘해줘봤자 말짱꽝이야. 이게 다 누구의 탓이야? 다 퍼준 게 죄? 이건 아니야. 이렇게 될 거라도 생각은 했지만 될 거라고. 물론 내 꿈에도 밥이나 먹어야지. 근데 뭐 먹지?
마음은 아프네. 비만 내리네. 나는 이런데 웃고 있겠지.
입만 열면 너는 매일 거짓말, 눈만 뜨면 너는 매일 거짓말, 틈만 나면 너는 매일 거짓말.
이제 나는 알았어.
그럴 줄 알았어.
이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. 이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. You, baby I want you beautiful. What's up, tell me what's up. 전에 돌아서기 전에 내게로 돌아와요 baby girl.
늘 밟지 않아도 좋아 난, 찾지 않아도 좋아 너를 쳐다만 봐도 좋아 난.
Falling in love, falling in love. You. 이게 무슨 일이야 이렇게 좋은 날에. 이게 무슨 일이야
알겠지?
Straight from the blog, out there in Dallas, Texas. www.svmovieblog.net. You're listening to the Screen Visions Movie Blog Podcast with Desmond Childs. The Marathon Man is back and better than ever.
svmovieblog.wordpress.com. I am Desmond Childs. This is Screen Visions Radio. And I feel like Grandpa might have gypped me. Words, Desmond Childs. You're back from your studios overseas, huh? Your family has missed you, and they all can't wait to see you. My God. There is the matter with Grandpa, though, who has become very ill, and he seems to have one last request to make of you. And it's not what you think.
아유, 결혼이요? 아유, 할아버지 농담도 잘하세요.
야, 임마, 할아버지 농담이 아니야.
고등학교 1학년이 어떻게 결혼을 해요?
우리 그냥 확 해버릴까?
미쳤어? 아저씨 원조지?
자, 선물이야. 이쁘지, 딸기브라? 오, 그래! 야, 니를 일할... 야, 물 죽인다. 으아,
몰래?
뭐라, 아!
Did anybody notice your lopsided butt? This is a movie about an arranged marriage, guys. The husband in his 20s and the wife, a 15-year-old high school student. If you're wondering if such strange practices happen in the world, check out Hollywood, guys. People do this more often than you think. For those of you who know a marriage of this kind, and that it exists, this movie's gimmick won't really be all that surprising. The young couple does not do anything that would have us questioning the director, Ho Joon Kim's judgment. In other words, no sexual situations involving minors or anyone for that matter. Not really. The movie manages to convey the feelings of the two people trapped in this predicament without stewing in their circumstance. Sang-min, the 22-year-old, and Bo, the kid, live in two families who have grown so close to one another throughout the generations. To clarify, Sang-min is the adult male and Bo Huen is the little girl. Not little girl, she's 15, but you know what I'm saying. So much that they live, the families have been really close for generations, and so much so that their grandparents made some sort of a promise that their grandchildren would get married. It's unfortunate for the kids themselves, and the parents, for the most part, seem determined to carry out the wishes of their parents. Which is fine, I guess. The best part of this movie takes place when the two leads are on screen together. They feel more like first cousins than husband and wife, and the uncomfortable lifestyle they're having to live makes for a very entertaining experience. On another note, the way in which Bo Huen and Sang-min think and reason in this movie is a little refreshing too. The girl is not made to look older than she is, and we get to see her pursue a love interest at her school. Sang-min's life's plagued with, he has an internship at, just so happens to be at Bo Huen's school, and he's working an internship there, and a fellow teacher falls for him. So it's all very stressful, but the movie keeps it humorous and engaging. The side characters all get to throw in their 2 cents about their arranged marriage, and many of their scenes are hilarious. I liked being able to watch this movie